Happy Tuesday, FlossTube. Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? Today is Tuesday, December the 29th. December 29th. My name's Caroline. Welcome back, Daily Crafty Chat. And I only have just a couple of things to share today. So today's video, I'm saying this up front, today's video is going to be short. So let's see whether in fact it actually is. So a couple of things first before I get into the other things that I wanted to excuse me, show you today. I have a couple of auction items that I've just added into the Muscular Dystrophy Canada fundraising efforts that I'm doing over on my Instagram page at Off the Grid Needlearts. I had two last minute additions. I've talked about Claire Crawford from www.celtichobbies.com, and there was some really wonderful discussion in the group yesterday, in the comment section yesterday. I was wondering yesterday about the pronunciation of Celtic, whether it was Celtic or Celtic, and apparently both are correct. So I'm going to read you, I had several people leave me comments about this, but I'm going to read you Ryan's comment because he includes a little bit of historical information in there as well, and I thought this was really interesting. So Ryan says, both ways to pronounce Celtic are technically correct. The word has French origins, Celtique, where it was pronounced with a soft C, and that's likely where the sound came from. Later on, language historians felt it should be pronounced more like the word Celtois to honor its even further back Greek origins, hence the evolution over the years. So while it may be more common today to hear the hard C, both are correct, and any dictionary will show both. Now, aren't you glad you didn't ask? Well, actually, Ryan, I did ask, and I really appreciate that you took the time, and anyone who took the time to leave me a comment about the pronunciation of that. I find little historical tidbits of information like that, I find them fascinating. So Ryan, thank you very much. That was really cool. Okay, so the auction. www.celtichobbies.com. That is the business owned by Claire Crawford, and that's where you can find the landmark tapestries and charts patterns that I am so fond of stitching and sharing, and you're all very familiar with Savon by now. So Claire emailed me last night and she said, I have one more thing for you that you can auction off if you wish. It is a small bookmark kit. It is the full kit. Everything needed to fully complete an Outlander inspired bookmark, and it is so sweet. I will have included a photo of that set at the end of this video along with the other auction items. And in addition to Claire offering that item up for auction, Claire has also said once again that she is going to match that donation for whatever the winning bid is. Claire is going to match that donation amount once again, directly donated to MDC Canada, MDC, which is Muscular Dystrophy Canada. So how fantastic is that? The other item, also Michelle Bendy messaged me last night. She said, is the auction over? I have one more thing from Diana. Again, Diana, I already told you about the project bag, the 4-pouch zipper holder that is up for auction. It's a one of a kind. Diana does not sell these, and it's beautifully made. And so that's been up on my page since yesterday, Monday. No, today is Tuesday, right? Yes, since Monday. The end of the year, boy oh boy, all these days start to blur into each other. I have another project folder style to offer up for auction. It's already loaded on my Instagram page. It's already there. That's at Off the Grid Needlearts. The bidding has already started, and these, I'm calling these the lightning round items because they're up there today. But again, they are all going to end at the same time. All of the auction items are going to end tomorrow morning. That's Wednesday, December the 30th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's pretty firm. All of those auctions are going to end all at the same time. And then that way we can wrap all of our money donations up by the end of the year. And yeah, so check it out and thank you. Okay, so I am wearing my Zilver cowl. It's not a, excuse me, it's not a cowl, it is a shawl. So this is the Zilver pattern. It's Z-I-L-V-E-R, and it is by Lisa Much of NBK Knitting. She is a Canadian yarn dyer and knitwear designer, and Zilver is a free pattern on Ravelry. This was a really fun knit. This is a Blue Moon fiber yarn, and this was a luxury purchase. A few years back, I purchased this at Feather Your Nest in Sarnia, and it's the Blue Moon fibers, but I think it's the Peru base. Correct me if I'm wrong, those who are in the know. But this is a beautiful sort of alpaca, I think it's alpaca silk blend, and it is just the softest yarn. And the name, it's called Pond Scum. So fitting, right? But I love this color, and I love this color, and it's so soft. It's such a nice cozy thing to wear this time of year. So excuse me, terrible frog in my throat this morning. So again, that's Zilver, and I will try to leave the info in the drop down box below. So if you remember back a few weeks, I was talking about our newest fiber friend, Cheryl, who is a bag maker from Woodstock, Ontario. And I was going to be asking for one of her bags for Christmas. And the family, they did it. They got it right. They got it right. So I am now the very proud owner of one of Cheryl's beautiful, it's called the Knit Night bag. And someone described it as a Mary Poppins bag. And it is so beautiful. Cheryl, I just love it. And so this was my Christmas gift this year. And Cheryl, I'm just thrilled with it. So Cheryl's business name is My Needle Crafts. And again, she's in Woodstock, Ontario. And it is gorgeous. I love it. And it's got some hardware in the top so that it opens up and it stays open. You can see how nice and, well, it stays open. Trust me, it stays open. So there you go. And it's nice and big. So it's big enough, I would say, for a sweater project. And it's this really, really nice canvas material. So beautifully made. Cheryl, I love it. Merry Christmas to me. So yes, thank you, family. I love my Christmas present. So I wanted to show you, because I know I had mentioned that I was hoping that I might get it. So I was very lucky for Christmas this year. All right, I only have one more thing to share with you today, and that is that I wanted to talk a little bit about, see, remember I said this is going to be a short video? I don't know if I'm going to make it in under 10 minutes. I don't think that's possible today, because I've been thinking a lot about 2021 plans, and you know, what do I want to accomplish in 2021, and just thinking about me and how I work. I have to be pretty organized and scheduled in my work, and personally, that is, you know, when I am crafting, I find that I have great guilt attached with not meeting certain goals. And when these are goals that are attached to personal projects that are supposed to bring me joy and, you know, be a hobby that is relaxing and you know, my time, I find that I spend far too much time feeling bad about, you know, not accomplishing certain things that I have set out for myself, because I do derive a lot of satisfaction out of achieving goals. And I have some things that are going on in my business Evertote in 2021. Some pretty exciting things, changes will be happening in 2021, and I will share more information about those changes in January. But I think for my personal crafting, I love watching you know, whip parades and people talking, Stitch from Stash Facebook group, or, you know, certain groups where they have goals to be met. What was the one where they had all of the magical assignments and they had to complete various things and win points for theirs? Like, I love watching that and hearing about it, but it never ever seems to work for me. It only ever serves to make me feel bad. Because I set such huge goals, like take for example Savon. I want to finish Savon before the end of the year, and you know, today is the 29th of December. There's 2 days left of the year, but that's the kind of thing that I would love to do, right? I would love to finish that project by the end of the year and set that goal. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So instead, I say these things and then I end up feeling really bad because it doesn't happen. So I have decided that for 2021, and this is just because this is me and how I work, I've decided that I'm going to have my own hashtag, and it's going to be, I plan to not plan 2021. And anyone who has ever felt remotely the same way and feels the pressure and a little bit of anxiety about setting goals and not meeting them, then I welcome you to join me at any time, whenever you want. Want to make plans and then change your mind halfway through the year? You're welcome to. And I can't tell you that how sort of freeing that feels. I'm not going to make any plans. I'm not going to set any goals. I'm just going to stitch. There's another hashtag that's, I wouldn't be able to tell you the letters because there's too many, but stitch what you want when you want. And that is going to be my philosophy, or my words of the year. I am going to, any personal crafting, whatever I feel like working on, that's what I'm going to work on. I would like to have a focus, slight focus, on finishing up a couple of the larger whips that I have. And I did talk about that already. Those 7 to 8 to 9 projects that I mentioned, they are very much on my radar that I am itching to get back to, and really either, you know, finish up a couple of them, finish up more than a couple of them. I don't know, because I'm not going to set myself up to not accomplish that. I'm just going to enjoy them. I'm just going to love them and have fun with them. So I plan to not plan in 2021. Now, if you are the complete opposite of me, and let's say you are a monogamous crafter and you thrive on organizing and setting those goals and accomplishing those goals, then I can't recommend highly enough Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches. She, last year was the first one. Or was it the first one or the second one? I can't remember. I think last year was the first one. She comes out with a yearly cross stitch, 24 hours of cross stitch planner. That woman is the epitome of organized to the T, and she has laid it all out, and it's available on her Etsy shop. And I think her Etsy shop is the same name as her channel, which is Quirks and Stitches. And I think this year, as well as a paper copy that you can, it's PDF, so you purchase a copy and you just print it out yourself. I think she also has it available as an electronic version, I think. So I would, if you really love that kind of thing and that kind of thing works really well for you, she's done it all. It's done. It's fully organized, and you just have to fill in the blanks and, you know, do your own thing. So Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches, 24 hours of cross stitch planner. Again, great. And I love watching her 40 before 40. That was one of my favorite videos that she put out recently, because it's just inspiring. It is inspiring. But I have to temper that inspiration with my reality, which is I am incredibly busy, and setting these huge lofty goals don't work for someone who only has sometimes 10 minutes to stitch in a day. So it's just not possible. But I feel pretty good. I plan to not plan 2021. Okay, but only for my personal crafting. I plan to plan lots of other things that are going on. Now, with all that being said, I have completely changed my mind from yesterday's video when I talked about how I was going to be waiting to start my Verlan Sampler, because I've completely chosen fabric and floss, and I am starting it January 1st. I am going to have a January 1st start on my Verlan Sampler by Historisch Stickmuster. This is a chart you can find if you would like to join me. If you would like to join me in stitching this beautiful piece, and I can promise you that this will be the most laid back stitch along you have ever joined. And that is just, if you join a stitch along with me, that's just the way it is. It is going to be relaxing, no deadlines, stitch with me when you want to work on the piece, and we are just gonna have some fun. So this is the Verlan Sampler. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Okay, this is the one. You can find it on the Silk Stitching app, or you can download it as a PDF download from historischstickmuster.com. There will be a link in the drop down box below. The Silk Stitching app now has the availability. You can print it from the app. There should be instructions on how to do that on their website, or the Instagram page. I can't exactly remember. I will have to find that out. But again, I cannot wait. So I was doing some thinking yesterday, because the other big start that I want to have next year in January, hopefully, is the Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty, the 2021 stitch along. I really want to stitch that, but I really want to stitch that one in blue. I have two shades of blue coming from Leo and Roxy from Carrie at some point in January, and I love that blue version. And I'm thinking, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel and make those two colors of blue work on the Verlan Sampler when I could do the Verlan in one color, and I could keep the Fruits of Plenty in the two shades of blue? And then my brain really started working in that I thought, oh, well, I have that skein of Mrs. Sadis Silk that I had earmarked for a different project, but I haven't started that project yet. I meant to start it last summer, never got started. And that's the kind of thing that I could use different floss for. It's fine, it's a monochromatic piece. I can use anything. So think back to last spring, when I bought that hank of silk from Mrs. Sadis. So this, she is in Spain, and that's, I'm flashing her tag up on the screen now. So if you want to see, there's her tag. That's how you spell it. Mrs. Sadis, S-E-D-A-S. And now, back in the spring, it took about 3 weeks to get to me. I would suspect it would probably be a little bit longer at the moment, only because of the current postal situation. The color that I bought was a hank of Rouge, and so it's called Rouge. And that right there, I'm just getting it just in the light. You can see up here. Look at that color. Is that not my color or what? So yeah, you saw that right, because it comes in a hank. So last night I cut into that hank and I have it all carded up. Look at the color. Oh, look at that color. Look at that color. Look at that color. So that is what I'm stitching my Verlan Sampler with. And I had in deep stash, I found it's not a 40 count. I was hoping for a 40 count, but this is not a 40 count. It's a 36 count. R&R reproduction. This was the other bigger part of a piece that I'd cut off for something else. When Thread and I was closing down, I bought a full yard of this Winter's Brew R&R reproductions. It's 36 count. But it, you know, with these hand-dyed fabrics, it could be easily mistaken for a 40. It's pretty close. So I tested out whether I was going to be happy with one strand, and I think you can maybe just see there. The coverage is pretty darn good, and that's one strand of silk. One strand of silk on my 36. So I am, let's get back here. There we go. This is the width. It's I think I've got a 2.5 inch border, and it's not going to be small. So, and if you, did you see that? Look, now I'm telling you my secrets. I haven't woven in my ends yet. I always tuck them underneath. Does anybody else do that? I just tuck them in underneath. I'll get to them eventually. So I have a January 1st start planned. Now, however, it is the 29th, so I figure that planning 2 days in advance is that I can handle that level of planning. And so, whoops, there is my fabric and floss. So that will be the Verlan Sampler. And I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll join me. So we need a hashtag for the stitch along. Now, I know Shiloh of X Stitch MD is joining in, and also Carrie of Leo and Roxy is joining in as well. So I'm wondering what floss Carrie is going to use for hers. So we need a hashtag for this. Let's see. We can just do off the grid Verland. Does that work? Hashtag off the grid Verland Sal. There. Hashtag off the grid Verland Sal. And I will put it up on the screen. I'll put it in the drop down box below. And I'm super excited. I hope you'll join me. I think it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous piece of stitching. And I'm really excited to start that in just a couple of days. So that is very exciting. All right, so that's it for me today. I'm going to say goodbye. And I can see from this recording, I'm at 16 minutes on this bit, and I think I had already done 5 minutes before. So this was not a short video. I'm a fibber. What can I say? I'm a chatty fibber. So I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're well. I hope that you're safe and healthy, and that you have a few moments of stitching time just for yourself this evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. So don't forget, those auctions end at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Happy stitching.